Hi guys. So very warm welcome to this session of Topper Speak. I'm sure you can see our topper in that little tiny window just under my picture. I will not introduce you to him. I know a lot of you already know about him, but first the announcements and then we will go to our topper and talk about him, talk with him, and I will also tell you something about him that I already know. All right, so very quickly, let's just do this. Okay, so Ask a Doubt is live, guys. If you haven't yet downloaded our Unacademy Plus Learners app, just download it from the Play Store. Use AbhiCat Live to subscribe and also to enroll and download all your free classes and quizzes and mocks. And also the Ask a Doubt feature is available on the Learners app. So all you have to do is just click on the Ask a Doubt feature and take a picture of your question, send it to us, and we will resolve all your doubts. So that's one thing that you can do. All right, also our iconic courses are live now, guys. So apart from all the benefits of the plus course, you also get test analysis and reports, you get a personal mentor, and OMED preparation also can happen simultaneously for you. So apart from all of these wonderful educators and unlimited classes, a lot of extra things also go into the iconic courses. So you can buy your subscription for the iconic courses also. Here, of course, are our results on the right hand side, and I'm sure you can see our topper there in the picture also. Very exciting. I always feel very happy when I see this page. मुझे लगता है मेरा सीना चौड़ा हो गया वैसा वाला फील आ जाता है, and that's like the best thing about this page. All right, our scholarship test happens every Sunday, guys, and if you haven't written it yet, what you need to do is use this, that is my referral code, that is AbhiCat Live, to enroll for the scholarship test. Sunday at noon, you can go write this test. There are amazing scholarships. Ranks 1 to 3 get full scholarships. Rank 4 to 10 get 75% scholarships. Then ranks 11 to 50, 50%. And then ranks 51 to 200 get about 25% scholarships. So remember AbhiCat Live for all of that also. Also, we've got a bumper offer that's going on. So 6 months of subscription. If you buy, you get 1 month off. So that's going to close on the 28th of May. So guys, do make sure you are taking the best advantage of this and buying the subscription right away. New batch information, of course, 26th, the Percentile batch, 29th, the ultimate weekend batch, and 2nd of June is the exclusive weekday evening batch. Guys, the ultimate weekend evening batch, which I'm going to be taking up, I'm starting my class on the 30th. We start off with grammar. So that's a lot. Here are some of my batches that are ongoing. VRC Expert starts on 23rd of June. Legend, the next one starts on 5th of June. Score Booster is ongoing. You know it is Furious Fridays on the Score Booster, where we are just having a blast. All right, so this is the schedule of classes. I'm sure you're already aware. 30th May, we start with grammar, and of course, 5th of June, we start with CR. So that's the end of my spiel, guys. Let us no longer waste our time and let us quickly go to our topper and let's start with our session for the day. So without any further ado, I will quickly introduce my blue-eyed boy. That's, you know who that is. That is Piyush Pratik, student par excellence, a person who has a heart of gold, genuinely one of the nicest people that I have ever met, one of the nicest students that I have taught, and of course somebody who has made me so proud that I really can't say anything else about him. Here's Piyush Pratik. Piyush, welcome and thank you for joining us once more. पीयूष ऑडिबल नहीं हो तुम.
मैं audible now?
हाँ आप हो. थोड़ा और लाउड हो सकते हो?
Yes, sure. I think there's a problem with my mic or something, but still, I hope I'm audible and visible properly, right?
All right. Say something so I can check if you are.
Am I audible? Am I
Yes,
audible
yes,
now?
yes. Just keep it a little closer to your mouth. So.
Yes, I'll keep it closer to my mouth. So yes, thank you for the introduction, but it was a bit overwhelming to know all that. But okay, thank you for the introduction. That's all I have to say.
Piyush, you're very soft. Your voice is really breaking, I guess. जब हम लोग शुरू कर रहे थे तब तो एकदम अच्छे से आ रही थी.
Okay now?
बोलो.
Is it okay now?
Yes, 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 perfect.
Okay.
All right. So Piyush, okay, first question first. When and why did you decide to do an MBA?
And the idea of MBA was always with me. First of all, I did quit my job in 2019. I just wanted to figure out what I want to do with my life in future, because the engineering life was not really treating me well. I was not really in the zone that I want to continue this work for the rest of my life. Of course, it was a good thing to have when you graduate out of the the engineering college and you want to work for a couple of years to gain some experience, but that was not what I wanted to see myself doing in the later period of my life also. So the idea was that, okay, whenever I joined my company, I saw that the big decisions, whatever the big decision about that company was, it was taken by the people who were, sort of related to doing the business administration work already, whether or not they had the MBA. So that knowledge was required, and I knew that I had to get that. So the idea of MBA was, in my mind beforehand also. But I started my preparation in April, March end to April, that time in the last year, 2020. So April till November was my preparation cycle. So that's it.
Okay, so wonderful. So, do I dare to ask you what all you were preparing and how many hours were you putting in, and what were you exactly? What was your schedule all about?
Now my schedule, basically, the thing is that it carries the weightage of 3 sections individually. Okay, so I made sure that I study each and every section vis-a-vis the VRC, the LRDI, and the QA, all 3 sections properly each day without any gap. So that was my plan from the very beginning. So the first thing which I did was solve the previous year paper. I did not start with a mock or something, but I just solved the previous year paper just to not solve them as a whole paper, rather just solve them as individual questions, just to gain an idea about what kind of questions are asked from a particular topic and so on. So that just gave me an idea. Okay, this is something which I have to prepare, and this is the area which I lack in, or something I'm good at already. So that pre-analysis sort of gave me an idea that, okay, I am already decent in quantitative aptitude. I am decent with reading comprehensions, but I really struggle with verbal ability. I struggle with LRDI both. So that gave me the initial analysis about what strengths or what weaknesses do I have, and then onward it was just about filling those gaps. So that was my whole preparation. Another thing, it also gave me an idea about the question type which are asked in. So I was familiar with the fact, for example, it really helped me in one hand that, okay, suppose vocabulary questions and all those are asked in VRC section, but the weightage is quite less. Hardly 1 or 2 questions will be asked. So I just skipped that part because I did not have that much time. Although I do not advise anyone to do that, but I did not have that much of time in my hand to really cover everything and go to every nooks and corner of the syllabus and do everything. So I just decided to, okay, whatever the best I could do, I will do that and leave the remaining. So that initial analysis is very important. So if someone is starting right now as well, like it's the end of May, so 6 months are remaining, 180 days. So spend 2 or 3 days just analyzing yourself, what areas the questions are asked from, and what areas is the person good at, or what areas he is not good at. So that's the thing I really did at the beginning.
All right, wonderful. So what you're essentially saying is that before you start preparation, you must know the lay of the land, and you must understand what the paper is all about, and
Exactly.
and then kind of decide what you need to do and what you need to cover. So essentially
Yes.
that. So guys, if you are also starting your preparation right now, like Piyush said, what you need to do is first do an analysis of where you stand. So go write the CAT 20 to 20 paper, or write some of the CAT papers, so you get some idea as to where you are, and then what are the good areas that you're strong at, what are the areas where you're not so strong, and then kind of take it forward from there. Okay, so Piyush, okay, one more question that generally people struggle with. Uh, you were fairly decent at RC, but Was there anything that you were doing specifically for RC also? Or was
Yes.
it just the daily practice or something like that?
Yes. I mean, I was guided by you. So as you told in the very beginning, just solve 2 RCs a day. I was just doing that. Just solve 2 or 3 RCs a day. And but the thing is, it should be consistent. And just be consistent in that, and you will get your accuracy. So yes, initially it used to happen that when I solved 3 RCs, that means 12 questions a day, I used to get 5 correct, 6 correct sometimes, and 6 incorrect. So it used to happen, and it happened till May or till June, in fact. So for the first 2 months, I really struggled, and the struggle part, really enhanced when I used to solve that in time. When I timed my questions that okay, I have to solve 2 RCs in 20 minutes or 25 minutes, my accuracy was like bang on the floor. So it was really a challenging thing to me to get the questions right in the right amount of time. So what I decided to do was learn to skip questions, and that really helped me out. So nothing special in VARC per se, but the thing is that you have to find your comfort zone. What kind of questions are you comfortable in? Are you good at inferential questions? Are you good at direct questions? Some people are not good at direct questions also. Like some people really struggle with the data-driven RCs. Like they forget the data where it is presented. So it's really important to know the genre-wise. Like people say that okay, I read political genre or economic genre or whatever XYZ. But the thing is, if you have read political genre and if the cat asks economic genre, you are not going to leave that, right? You will anyhow solve that. So yes, it's important to familiarize oneself with the different genres of RC, but it is equally important to learn the techniques of solving RC rather than learning different kinds of passages, what they are, because no one is going to ask you the in-depth analysis of that. Just the basic understanding is required. So yes, what I did was daily 2 to 3 RCs practice and 6 to 7 VA questions. That's all. That was my daily schedule.
All right, wonderful. And what about quantitative aptitude? Since you were already good at that, but I'll still ask you. So, what were the topics that you did a bit of practice, and how much practice did you do? Just tell us a little bit about that.
Uh, and it's all about really looking into what really you require. First, for example,
Just
I
bring the
was
mic
good
a
at
little closer to you.
I was definitely okay with quants, but the thing is, I really struggled with the mocks. Even though you know my bases were covered, I really struggled in the you can say in the game. What happened that in the first few mocks, I realized that I'm scoring 30, 40, 45 out of 102, and that was not something I wanted. Not anyone wants, because since I say that I am good at quants, or my quants are on my brighter side, so I should have scored at least 70 or 80, in the percentage area. So what I realized that I am following the wrong strategy. I am going in sequence of questions. So I just started with different mocks and started applying different strategies in my mocks. That okay, what kind of a strategy works for me? So a certain strategy I picked up in the middle and it worked for me. So my marks straight away jumped from 30 or 40 out of 100, 102 to 80 and 85 and 90 out of 102. It suddenly happened. So it's just about it's just not about, in fact, knowing the subject. It's all about strategizing in a right manner. Whatever you prepare, it should be done in a right way. And your mock should be attempted in a really, in a strategic manner. In fact, I would not add anything else to that. It's just about the strategy, getting the things right. Even though I am good at quants or LRDI or BARC, doesn't mean that my marks will be good, right? So that's the thing I did.
Okay. What about LRDI? Because you were bad at that, or let's say relatively bad at that. So,
Yeah. Actually, apart from VA, verbal ability, LR was the only section which give me sleepless nights. So LR for LR, actually, I attended a course by Sameer sir from Unacademy, and that course really helped me. The thing is that LR requires a certain different kind of training per se. If someone is not initially involved in puzzle solving, or is not habituated with that kind of puzzle solving, or uh, Sudoku, or whatever the different kinds of puzzles are, he will have a difficult time, because it's not the simple reasoning that is asked. It's the reasoning plus the lengthy comprehension of the passage. It's a whole different ballgame. So one has to know the basic traits. For example, if we compare, if I give the analogy with reading comprehension, you have to learn how to solve a reading comprehension. Even though you have read the passage many a times, you could read and understand the passage given infinite time. The same thing applies to LR also. You can solve the if you are given infinite time, but that doesn't make any sense if you can't solve it in 10 minutes or 15 minutes. So the whole idea was to learn the basic techniques to be able to solve the LR questions or the set of questions in a matter of 10 to 12 minutes. So that's where the role of teachers come in, and you have to know someone, or that you have to be under the guidance of someone, so that he or she will be able to guide you. Like, okay, this is the place where you may be lacking. But again, the thing comes, like, I did one course, but after that it was all about my practice. So yes, learn the techniques, but apply to yourself also. That's when it's going to pay off.
So that's something that I keep suggesting to everyone in class, that don't do infinite number of classes. Yeah, understand your capabilities and then start practicing, learn your concepts and then practice, because that's ultimately what is going to matter.
Yes.
So
Yes.
so that. All right. So let's come to your CAT and all the exams that you wrote. What was your CAT percentile? Tell us that. Everybody wants to know that. Percentile कितनी है? Percentile कितनी percentile है भाई? ये भी बता दो.
CAT percentile was 99.25.
Sections?
Apart from CAT, sections. Section verbal ability 94.68, LRDI 96.2, and quant 99.43.
Amazing. हाँ हाँ हाँ. सबसे खराब तुमने VRC में ही किया.
My marks were in inverse proportion to the level of preparation.
But I think you did good in BRC also. I would not have expected you to get 94 also before we met.
Sure.
But yeah. All right. Other exams also. Tell us a little bit about your scores in the other exams also. So quickly.
I screwed up my SAT examination, maybe because of overexcitement of the CAT result the day before. So I scored some 70 something percent. I don't know what amount I scored, but yeah, I screwed up my SAT examination. But yes, in MAT I gave 248 marks in NMAT, and in IIFT I don't remember the percentile, but it was somewhere around 97.5, 98.
But you got a call to IFT also.
Yes, I got a call to IIFT also.
So then that was whatever the percentile be, then we are happy. All right. Okay. So tell me now, let's go to your GDPI, the interview phase also. So you had calls in from CAT to which all institutes?
Except Blackie, all calls from IIMs. Rest all the calls I had. I gave a snap, but did not get a call. I got a call from IIFT. I also got a call from IIT Bombay, IIT Kharagpur, NITI, MDI, and SPN obviously, and that's all, I guess.
That's
I'm
all.
Amritsar.
Do you need anything else? So, except for Blackie, you had calls to all the IIMs, SP Gen, MDI, oh my god, IIT Kharagpur, IIT Bombay, NITI. Did I miss out FMS?
No, not FMS.
Oh, not FMS. Okay. And then you had a call from NMAT?
Yeah, NMIMS.
NMIMS and IFT. So, my goodness, is there anything left now? Okay, so amazing. All right, so let's talk about a little bit about your PI prep also, and your WAT prep. What all did you do? And tell us a little bit about your interviews. How were they? Did you find, was there anything interesting that happened in your interview, or tell us about that?
Yes, ma'am. Interview preparation, again, all your help. With all your help, I did crack all the interviews. So the thing is, the interview preparation requires a certain set of a strategy. The theme of the interview is set by the three most important questions. The first is why MBA? Tell about yourself. In fact, in the reverse order, tell about yourself, why MBA, and then why the specific branch of MBA. Those three questions set the tone of the interview, of any interview. So if anyone will be preparing the next year for interview, these are the three most important questions that you have to prepare. You can't escape that in any interview. The other thing is that for written ability test, I I consider myself a fairly good, creative writer, not good writer, but at least I try to write something daily. So I did not have a major issue with that, the written ability test. I was able to draft my ideas and present them in a, presentable manner, let's say. Uh, but the challenge which came was the most important challenge was the SPJAN interview. I would say it is the toughest interview, hands down the toughest interview which I faced because it's 1 hour interview and it's two interviews, 1 hour each basically. So in the first round, I was really grilled upon, I would say, about all the operation management basics. So they really asked me the terms, concept, everything to relate my graduation subject with operations management, to relate my work experience with operations management and whatnot. The concept of operations management, which I'm going to learn there as well. So I was really asked all those things. So word of advice, if anyone is appearing for SPJAN, just prepare the basics. Second round of interview was more basic. In fact, more I would say on the spot on kind of interview. It really asked some interesting questions because you could not prepare for that round. No one can prepare for that round because the moment I entered the interview room, the first question was, "What should I ask from you?" That was the first question, and you will be like stumped straight away. And if you are not clear with your thoughts, so the second round of interview is not something you could prepare 10 days before or even a month before. That's just your personality, and it has been shaped in a certain way. For 20, 25 or whatever number of years you have been born and lived till now. So that's certainly nothing that can be changed right now. But the first round of interview is certainly you can prepare about. Second round, you can leave it to whatever luck factor or whatever question that is thrown at that point of time. But the first round is certainly you can be prepared about.
Okay, all right, amazing. One thing I have heard also yesterday, also we were speaking to Richa, and she also said one thing that if you're going to the SPGN interview, they are going to ask you why are you taking this specialization, and that's something that the interview is going to be heavily focused on. So if you're not clear why that particular specialization, then somewhere right at the outset that this interview is not going to happen.
Not going.
So that's the first thing and the most important thing that you must anyone who's preparing for an SPGN interview must be ready, that your profile and how it matches up to that specialization that you have opted for has to be ready. I guess that is very, very important.
Yes. Now, actually, the thing is, when we prepared, I gave actually 3 to 4 mock interviews for SPGN specifically, and that really helped me know. That really helped me know that what kind of questions can be expected from every department. Because in every mock there was some guys from marketing, some from IIM, or some from finance or whatever, and I was from operations or obviously. So in the first round of interview, I was actually able to tell whether my interview was going right or not. I was also able to tell whether the other candidates' interview was going right or not, and I was bang on, spot on. Whatever I guessed, everyone was selected, but I knew the reason why everyone will be selected from my group. So, because the thing is, my profile, for example, I am a mining engineer and I have my mathematics and engineering, all those things. So, mining engineer, work experience in mining and applying for operations, good connection. IT engineer, work experience in finance, applying for operation management, bad connection.
Exactly.
So you have to be very sure about the kind of connections you make in the interview. So that's one thing which has to be kept in mind.
Yes.
Just don't form the fill mindlessly. So
that judgment call when you're filling the SPGN form, that is very important. That you cannot go blindly and say, oh, I'm going to be doing marketing and not know, or I'm going to be doing HR and not know anything about it, or why you're going to do it. So anyone who thinks that अभी भर देते हैं कुछ भी form and then we'll just go and justify it there, you've had it.
You will not get a call. You will not even get a call.
True. That's very correct. That you will not even get a call. They may just not give you a call. Anyway, so that was SPJN, and we know that you made it to SPJN. You've also made it to 100 other institutes. Uh, but tell me about your CAP interview also, because there are lots of people who have written the CAP, have gone to the CAP interviews, and there's lots who will go next year also. So tell us a little bit about your CAP interview. How was it? And
In one word, bizarre. because because in CAP interview, my interview was over before I know it. Like 5 to 6 minutes, it was over. And the thing is that probably in CAP interview, if you have a good percentile, they know that you will get selected. The reason is that they put a heavy weightage. Every college in CAP, they put a heavy weightage on your percentile. So the thing is, if you are scoring 95, 96, 97 plus, there will be interviews, but it will be a shorter length. As your percentile decreases, the interviews will tend to be longer. I have observed that. Okay. So the thing is that many colleges, in fact, colleges like MDI, the likes of NMIMS, they put a lot of weightage on your entrance examinations too. My MDI interview too, like CAP interview, it was a very shorter interview, like 5 to 6 minutes. Similarly, the case with NMIMS, NITI. Nitty, also 5 to 6 minutes interview. So the thing is that the interviews, as the percentile increases, the duration of interview get shorter. That was my experience. So for anyone preparing for CAP interviews specifically, they will ask you questions based on 11th, 12th also, whatever your subject was. I was asked a question based on mathematics. They will also ask question based on your graduation subject if you are a fresher, and 2 or 3 questions definitely on your work experience. They will not be in fact particularly interested in what kind of a person you are and whatnot, because they, like, unlike SP Jan call, they have 12 to 13,000 people to interview, and they give a lot of calls. So they will not be interested in taking very long interviews. It will be a shorter one, and when the interviews get shorter, be sure that it is going to be either focused on your past academics or your work experience. So that's the 2 areas one can focus on if they are preparing for CAP interviews specifically.
so anyone who goes into the CAP interviews, remember all of this. The shorter interview does not necessarily mean you have done badly. Because that's what people tend to think, that if it's a 5 minute interview, oh, I am not going to make it. No, you may still be making it, because they might just be doing a very crisp interview. They have a lot of people to interview. So so probably that is the reason why the interviews are shorter and crisper. All right. Okay. So Piyush, now that you've already joined SPGen, so tell us a little bit about your classes at SPGen. What is happening there?
Okay, so the foundation course has started right now, and it's an amazing group of people.
Louder, please. The mic.
Yes, it's an amazing group of people that I have met till now, and most of the people, they have the work experience in operations related department also, and sorry to say, but you will have to have a work experience of 2 years or something if you want to get into SPGen. If someone wants to get into SPGen, the freshers have a very, very less chance of getting into SPGen. But needless to say, if you have an amazing, if you are a fresher but still you have worked in, say, finance or marketing, if you have certain internship which you can prove, or you have a underlying knowledge of the subject which you might have learned in your undergrad, then you might also get selected. But in operations management, in my department in particular, no one is there without any work experience. The minimum work experience there is 11 months. So in operations, it's quite difficult. But yes, right now I've met an amazing bunch of people over there. Most of them, all of them really smarter than me, and most of them already done some great work in past. So it will really, I guess it will really be a challenge to keep up with them, because when you are in such a good peer group, it always pushes you to reach the next milestone. When you have reached the next milestone, and next and next, I guess that's going to be the biggest challenge, and in fact the biggest opportunity at SPGen. Right now, as you asked, the foundation course has started, and basics of accounting and all, whatever is going on. So I'm just following that, and let's see how it rolls out.
All right, Piyush. Okay, so word of advice to all those who are preparing, all those who have started, all those who have spent 8 or 9 months and are now really tired about their preparation. Say something to everybody. For those who just started, give some advice to those. We'll start with them.
Patience, हो जाएगा, सब हो जाएगा. Everything will happen at its own pace.
Okay.
And the only word of advice to everyone is like, we think that actually we are doing it, but if we look closely, there are a group of people who are paying their contribution. We must not forget that. Okay, like the teacher is doing his or her part, your parents are doing their part, your siblings are doing their part, your friends are doing their part, your peers are doing their part. So just don't think that you alone are into this. Everyone as a group is into this. So it will happen. Even if it doesn't happen, it doesn't mean it's the end of the world. So take it easy. It will happen. So that's it. I don't have anything else to say.
Wonderful words of advice from Piyush. Okay, one more set of people, all those who've been preparing for 6-7 months and they feel that, my God, I've done everything and still there are 6 months to go. Is there anything you would like to say to those people?
6 months have passed. 6 months already have passed. 6 months to come will also pass. So everything will pass.
And then you guys might just be sitting here being interviewed by me.
The thing is, and the thing is, giving CAT is the easiest thing one can do. After CAT, the real fight begins.
True, you're so right, Piyush, because that is just not even half the struggle.
Not even half the struggle.
The real struggle comes in the interview phase.
Yes. The real struggle comes when you will start getting, when your friends will, when everyone will start getting calls and you'll be like, okay, I will get this one, but no. I will get this one, but no. Okay, I've got this one. I have got to convert this one. So that's the real challenge. Like, you will get ups and downs, but you have to maintain yourself stable. So
yes, and that is something that you have done commendably. Truly, honestly, when we were talking and the calls were coming and we were waiting, ये वाला आएगा, ये वाला आएगा, ये वाला आएगा, नहीं आया, this one didn't come, this one that one didn't come, and finally, okay, this one came. So that was such a phase. I'll tell you, Piyush, when you were getting those calls or not getting those calls, I was equally happy or unhappy with you. So when you got a call, I was happy, I was very excited. When you didn't get a call, I was very despondent also. कि अरे इसका क्यों नहीं आया? Because I was like, अरे यार इसका तो आना ही चाहिए. तो नहीं आया तो I used to be very despondent too. So truly, but how you have maintained your equanimity. जो भी कॉल्स आए, तुम्हारा ब्लैकी के कॉल हम तो एक्सपेक्ट करते थे, यू वुड हैव गॉट ऑल ब्लैकी कॉल्स आल्सो विद अ 99.25. आई डिडंट एक्सपेक्ट दैट यू वुड नॉट गेट इवन अ सिंगल वन. आए के तो मैं सोचती थी कि किसी भी तरीके से ब्लाइंडली भी आ जाएगा, पर नहीं आया तो मैं बहुत डिस्पॉन्डेंट थी. बट आई रियली अप्रिशिएट द फैक्ट दैट यू डिड नॉट लेट इट अफेक्ट यू एट ऑल. You worked so hard for all your interviews, the ones that you had, and I'm not saying that you didn't get good calls. You have some of the most amazing calls somebody could have got. People are dying for all the calls that you have. But how you've handled this period of time and how you handled the pressure, I'm sure you must have had enormous pressure during that time जब calls आ रहे थे या नहीं आ रहे थे. But kudos to you, how beautifully you handle that. And I think that is the mark of a man, कि अच्छा हो या बुरा हो, सब चीज़ें एकदम बराबर से हैंडल करना, वो तुमने बहुत अच्छे से किया. Piyush, I'm so proud of you. I truly say that yes, you are my blue-eyed boy because you've done such amazing things. वो कॉल्स लाना और सिलेक्शन होना तो बहुत आसान है, बट ये चीज़ कि इतनी अच्छी और इतनी बुरी चीज़ों को इतने बराबर तरीके से हैंडल करना, that is like really really good, and I'm really proud of you. Now see, I've gotten all sentimental.
As I said, it's not only me preparing. There are a group of people who are preparing with me. You were preparing with me. It was like you have taught me, so it's kind of your examination also whether I am preparing well or not. Okay, so and my parents, they are doing their part also. I'm staying at home. They have to take care of everything. So it's not just me who is preparing for the examination. So I just want to remove my individual self from the picture because it's everyone else also. And I could not have done any of this without the help of everyone else. So that's the only thing that needed to be kept in mind. And if you keep in mind that okay, you are not alone, then the fear and the pressure already, all of those things melts away. So
That's so true, yeah, Piyush, and I'm so proud of you. And guys, all those who are out there watching this session, and all those who have talked to Piyush and who have already, seen another session of his. We've done so many of his sessions. I'm sure you've been extremely inspired by him, by the way he's handled everything, the way he's done his interviews, and the way I think he will handle his future also. He is a person you should all be trying to emulate and be like. That's what I will say. And of course, just keep working hard, as hard as you can, as much as you can. We'll wrap up the session now. I think we've taken enough time from Piyush. We were supposed to do it for just 30 minutes, and it's just gone on. But hey, Piyush, I love talking to you. So, all right, boys and girls, all those out there. Thank you so much for watching. Good night. Goodbye. God bless you. Study hard. Of course, Piyush is in all the groups, so you can stay connected and keep in touch. Thank you. Bye bye.